The coast of Cornwall ranks among the most beautiful in the world. Here, rugged cliffs meet the waters of the Atlantic and give century-old villages shelter from ocean storms. One is the village of Boscastle, home to just 800 people. Every summer, holidaymakers are drawn to Boscastle's medieval harbour, which sits at the bottom of a huge natural funnel. Trixie Webster serves the tourists at the Harbour Lights tea shop.
The building had been in my family for 50 years. And it was a 14th century building, which was one of the most photographed buildings in the whole of Cornwall.
Graham King is curator of the Museum of Witchcraft in Boscastle.
It's totally magical. It's something about the wildness of the sea, the very steep valley. It's a combination of all these things somehow blend together.
Part of Boscastle's picturesque charm comes from its gently meandering rivers. But this also means that any rain which falls here is channeled straight through the village. In August 2004, these gentle streams became torrents. August 2004. The height of the holiday season in Boscastle, England. Trixie Webster was serving tea to a full house.
Down to this level.
It was just at midday, this big black cloud came over.
There was now an 11-kilometre wide storm at the top of the valley above the village.
The river started rising at quite a horrendous rate, and it went right up to the top of the riverbanks, which is very unusual.
The waters started flowing down the main street. Boscastle was now at the mercy of a flood.
It just changed into something that's terrifying. You can't imagine that's the same river and the same place, but of course it is.
It's going to break the bridge.
People struggled to get through the water, even though it was just a few centimetres deep. Then things went from bad to worse. From a car park at the top of the village, some of the cars began to drift downhill.
When the first car came down, we didn't even know if there was someone in it or not, and we couldn't do anything about it. It was a horrible, horrible feeling. If anybody had fallen in at that point, there would have been no coming back, because to wash cars away as it did, cars and vans just bobbing along like dinky toys, that's quite powerful.
The flood literally threw the cars at the buildings. Trixie Webster's 600-year-old tea shop began to crumble.
The water just burst through the door and burst through the windows at the back. Every car that came down hit it. And it just disappeared. It was there one minute and it was gone the next. The building didn't stand a chance. It just disintegrated.
Over 1.5 billion litres of rainwater flowed through Boscastle that day. With almost 1,000 lives at stake, rescuers launched the biggest airlift since World War II. After 2 hours, the flood began to subside, exposing the devastation it had left behind.
Just the destruction, the mess, it was just quite amazing. It's quite incredible how much the river had changed the landscape.
It was like a bomb site. Everything was, it was terrible. Cars piled one on top of the other. The building across from me had trees in every window. It was very difficult to take on board, really.
With 84 vehicles lying wrecked at the harbour entrance, the search for victims got underway. Dozens of cars had been swept through the village.